Hi everyone and welcome to the weekly update with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Handtech Markets. Each week I'll be taking you through the key events that I believe will be driving your investments in the coming days. Certainly moving into the new week, Ukraine is back on the agenda for investors. Just over the weekend there's been further uprisings in the eastern part of the country, and there's now pro-Russian separatists that are causing tensions and troubles with the government, and they are now being threatened with the potential for military action. Now, apparently there's a UN Security Council meeting on Monday to discuss the issue, and we obviously await the outcome of that. So that's going to be on the minds of investors throughout the week, and I think this continues to be an ongoing issue that will flare up every now and again, and it just continues to drive this flight to safety that we've had in the financial markets of recent times. There's other news over the weekend whereby the ECB have continued to try and talk down the euro. Mario Draghi's come out and said that basically the exchange rate, or the strength of the euro, has if that continues to push higher, then that would mean that they would need to engage in further stimulus measures. And also another ECB member, Kerr, he basically came out and said that the ECB was ready to engage in asset purchases as and when necessary. So the ECB is now beginning to try and make sure that this euro-dollar price does not continue to push higher, and it's putting it under pressure on Monday morning. So the euro is slightly lower. The dollar is across the board fairly strong today, moving into the new week, having come under pressure throughout last week. This flight to safety that we've seen following on from the Ukraine is having an impact on the dollar, and certainly helping to find support for the dollar, which has come under significant pressure in the last week or so. In the FX markets, the euro dollar has just topped out slightly. Now it's back below $1.39, a little bit of a peak there, and maybe threatening a correction. And also for cable as well. Cable has over the last couple of months or so been had a tendency to form some top patterns on the intraday chart. So we're back at one potential now. Over the last few days it's been building this head and shoulders technical top pattern, and a move below $1.67 would probably now complete that pattern and confirm a correction back towards the low $1.66 levels. As for dollar yen, the dollar yen has been in this trading band for the last 10 weeks or so, back towards the lows of this trading band, and the key level of 101.17, which was the March low, needs to hold intact. And currently it's still holding around that $1.30 level and pushing higher. So the buyers are coming back in for this dollar yen chart at the moment. So we wait and see if that can hold throughout the week. But certainly at the moment it is holding and being supported. Moving on to the indices, you've got earnings season in the States, which is beginning to ramp up with the big banks reporting this week. JP Morgan was the first of the big banks to report on Friday, and it disappointed investors. JP Morgan is considered to be one of the better and stronger banks in the States, and this does not necessarily bode well for the banking sector generally. You've got Citibank reporting on Monday. You've also got Bank of America on Wednesday, Morgan Stanley Thursday, and also Goldman's on Thursday as well. So a raft of these big banks are going to come out with results, and that could drive the sentiment for the S&P this week. The S&P 500 as a technical chart needs to hold above. There's a key band of support between 1800 and 1815, which holds several key levels for the technical analysts out there. And these need to hold to maintain certainly the near to medium term bullish outlook that we've still been in from the big primary uptrend, and that the key low that comes in is around about 1797, which is the 144-day moving average, which I've talked about on previous occasions, and that continues to support. And if that gets broken to the downside, then we're starting to think about a medium-term correction and possibly even a primary uptrend threaten threatening situation as well, so watch out for that. FTSE 100 on the other hand is already seriously threatening its primary uptrend. A break below 6,492 would seriously now suggest that primary uptrend had been broken. The DAX on the other hand is not quite so concerning for the primary uptrend. It's still holding, and 9,100 is where that primary uptrend comes in, so it's got probably about 150-200 points to play with before it starts to get down to those levels. But certainly these markets are under pressure, certainly coming into this week. And moving on to the gold price, gold has continued over the last week or so to push higher. Now that it had a correction over the course of about 2.5-3 weeks, and that found a low at 1277. It's now formed 8 consecutive higher lows, which is quite a strong recovery that it's engaged in, and it's now looking up towards the next resistance at 1342, 1342.43 to be exact. But as I said, we've recovered quite a large portion of that sell-off. It's now above the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement and looking to push towards the 50%, which is around 1334. As a basis of support, you'd probably be looking at the 1300 level, both psychologically and also intraday. It also acts as a basis of a pivot level over the past few days, so watch out for 1300. If you see a dip towards there and a buy signal, I think that is a pretty good medium-term signal there to get back in again. So, what are the key announcements that are going to be driving the investments this week? Well, certainly the inflation data for the UK and the US, that comes up on Tuesday, is going to be important. Certainly that will create volatility in cable on Tuesday, but also for the Eurozone as well. On Wednesday we've got the final number for the March inflation data. It's forecast to come around 0.5%, which was how it was on the first reading on the flash number at the beginning of the month. And that is obviously going to be a big concern for people who continue to move on the rhetoric of the ECB. So this is coming out on Wednesday and could have a big impact on the euro-dollar chart. Other key data we need to watch out for is certainly the Chinese growth. That's also on Wednesday. That has a big impact on the risk appetite of global investors, and also building permits for the States, because the housing recovery in the States is still not. It's sort of pushing on, but needs to continue to recover. Certainly after that harsh winter that we saw previously. So that is throughout this week, and I wish you good luck in your trading. Don't forget to check us out on all our research pages, and if you are on Twitter, you can follow me at HandTechRich. But until next week, I wish you good luck and happy trading. Thank you.